Okay. Sorry. Thought I was happy with it. I'm not. Alright, there we go. It worked. Never name a pizza joint. Stands. Robbie parked the Explorer at the end of Grasshopper Jungle. He positioned the vehicle facing Kimber Drive so we could make a quick getaway if we had to. Like real dynamos. The pretense of doing something daring and wrong made the rescue of our shoes and skateboards a more thrilling mission to us. Nobody, ultimately, would give a shit about two teenage boys who'd been embarrassed and beaten up by some assholes from Hoover who climbed up on the insignificant strip mall to get their shoes back. Shan waited in the back seat. When we were about 10 feet from the car, Robbie got an idea. Wait, he said. We should leave our shoes in the Explorer. It made sense, like most of the shit Robbie told me. Once we got up on the roof, it would be easier if we didn't have to carry so much stuff back down. We could wear our roof shoes to make our descent. It was really good that Grant Wallace and those dipshits didn't throw our pants up there too, I thought. We went back to the car. Shane was already asleep on top of Robbie's underwear and shit. We took off our shoes and left them on the front seat. Robbie grabbed his pack of cigarettes and a book of matches and said, "Now we can do this." A narrow steel ladder hung about 6 feet down from the roof's edge. It was impossible to reach the bottom of it, so Robbie and I rolled the heavy green dumpster across the alley and lined it up below the ladder. Then we climbed up on top of the dumpster in our socks. I didn't believe the garbage collectors ever emptied the thing anymore. The dumpster was sticky and leaked a trail of dribbling fluid that smelled like piss and vomit when we rolled it away from the cinder block wall beside the pubic lice-infested couch. From the top of the dumpster, we could barely reach the lowest rung on the ladder. I gave Robbie a boost. His socks, which were actually my socks, felt wet and gooey in the stirrup of my palms. I felt especially virile doing a pull-up to get myself onto the ladder after him. Soon, we were up on the roof, where we could stand and look down at the dismal, cancerous sprawl of Ealing. We lit cigarettes. Robbie said, "You should never name a pizza joint Stands." We stood, looking directly across Kimber Drive at the yellowed plastic lens that fronted the long fluorescent tubes illuminating the lettered sign for Stan's Pizza. Someone had painted an A between the S and T, so the sign read, "Satan's Pizza." People were always doing that to Stan. They did it so many times that Stan simply gave up on cleaning the paint and allowed the sign to say what the good people of Ealing wanted it to say. Satan's Pizza. People from Ealing had a good sense of humor, too. I'd have been Pastor Roland Duff eating there. I have seen Pastor Roland Duff eating there, I said. Did he order a Satan Supreme? It was difficult to find our shoes and skateboards up on the roof at night. As I had originally theorized, there was plenty of cool shit up there, so Robbie and I kept getting distracted. It didn't matter much, since Shane fell asleep anyway. We found a plastic flamingo with a long metal spike distending from its ass, so you could stick it in your lawn and fool passerby into thinking that flamingos were indigenous to Iowa. Robbie discovered 2 bottles of screw-top wine, full and sealed, and placed them on the roof beside the top of the ladder. We theorized that maybe back in the days when Ollie was thinner, he may have climbed up here to get drunk and talk to the flamingo. Ollie Jungfrau weighed more than 400 pounds now. Jungfrau? Satan's delivered 2 tipsy cricket liquors. "Have you ever been drunk, Porcupine?" Robbie said. "No." "One of these days, let's get drunk together." "Okay," I said. Like considering most things that were against some well-intended list of rules, thinking about getting drunk for the first time with Robbie made me feel horny. When we found two round aluminum canisters that had reels of 16mm film in them. Nobody watched 16mm film movies anymore. There was an old projector at Curtis Crane Lutheran Academy, But we decided not to take the films, just in case they were pornos or something. We did want to take that flamingo, though. Robbie placed the plastic pink flamingo next to the bottles of wine. One of us can climb down first, then the other can toss down the bird and wine, said Robbie. Robbie also found a Halloween mask. It is covered in fur and looked like a face of a grimacing lemur. It was the face of a lemur an electric chair would make. It was the face a lemur in an electric chair would make. That had to come home with us too, we decided. If you ever want to get shot kneeling, walk through someone's backyard at night with a lemur mask on, Robbie said. If you ever want to get shot in Ealing. We finally found our shoes and put them on. I was embarrassed to admit it, but it was kind of emotional for us being reunited with our stuff after that very long day. I could see how Robbie felt the same. We put our skateboards down with the rest of the things we gathered, and we sat beside the rooftop air ventilation unit to relax and have another cigarette. It feels good to have my shoes back, Robbie said. If we didn't find them, I was going to let you have those Adidas of mine. Thanks. We both exhaled smoke at the same time. Austin? What? Do you realize that today we got beaten up for being queers? I know. But you're not a queer, Robbie offered. I don't think so. Well, I apologize. You didn't do anything, Rob. Sometimes I call him Rob. I've never done anything, he said. I've never even been kissed or anything. But I still get beaten up. Shan kisses you all the time. That isn't what I mean. I know. Well, if I'm going to get beat up for being queer, at least I'd like to know one time what it feels like to be kissed. I guess you deserve that. You know, everyone deserves to not feel alone. Can I kiss you, Austin? The air suddenly became unbreathably thin. I thought about it. I shook my head. That would be too weird. Sorry. Don't be. I sat there smoking. Everything was shitty and confusing. Robbie felt terrible. I said, I guess I would kiss you, Robbie. Don't feel like you have to. I don't feel that way. So Robbie Breeze, my best friend, and the guy who taught me how to dance so I could set into motion Shannon Collins falling in love with me, scooted around with his shoulders turned toward mine. He was nervous. I was terrified. I watched him swallow a couple of times. Then Robbie placed his cigarette carefully down on the gravel beside his foot. He put his hand behind my neck and kissed me. He kissed me the way I kissed Shan. But it felt different, intense, scary. Robbie's tongue tasted like cigarettes when he slid it inside my mouth. I liked the taste, but it made me more confused. Our teeth bumped together. It made a sound like chimes in my head. I never bumped teeth with Shan when I kissed her. When we finished kissing, Robbie pulled his face away. I watched him lick his lips and swallow. Robbie's eyes were wet, like he was going to cry or something. He looked away and wiped his eyes. Robbie said, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I said you could. I said, let's do it. Is it okay? I said so, Robbie. It was weird, really. Are you okay? I think that was the best moment of time in my entire life, Austin. Robbie wiped his eyes and said, thank you. I've wanted to ask you to do that forever. You could have asked me. I didn't want you to hate me. How could I hate you for wanting to do that to you? Oh. Well, I'm sorry if it was clumsy. I didn't know if I was supposed to act like the man or the woman. Robbie picked up the cigarette. You weren't supposed to act at all. Good. Because I'm pretty sure I was just being, porcupine. Robbie puffed. You know what, Robbie? What? If you ever want to get shot in Ealing, do that in someone's yard at night. So, okay. 11 minutes. Sorry, YouTube. Yeah. I love you. And I'm remembering I have a flamingo in your backyard. Except maybe I don't. I love you.